Today I feel like going through my favorite film photos from 2023-ish, because there's going to be a few from 2022 as well, but it's going to be at least like the latest 14 months or 15 months or so. I wanted to sit in my office room, but it's very warm, smelly, and loud in there, so I can't be there. But I found a spot here, so let's start. I am shooting with this camera, the Canon A1, and I mostly use Portra, but there are some XR photos as well. And I've sadly lost the original cap, which said like world champion football something from '82, which, yeah, don't remind me of that. Anyway, I have this extra cheap cap on now. So I've shot all the photos with this one, and yeah, let's just start. The first photo here is of my husband Andy, and this is outside of Vallemossa in a spot called George Sand, and it's a really nice lookout spot, and a lot of people came to watch the sunset from here, which is sort of a life hack because everyone else is going to the Mirador Saforadala, which is an amazing spot to also enjoy the sunset, but it's very crowded. So this was very nice, not a lot of people there. And this photo here is from the same place. I just walked around waiting for the sun to set, and then I took a little stroll around this, it's some kind of tower. Anyway, people sitting up there and enjoying the view, and this girl had an amazing dress on which really matched the colors of the sky. You will see here in a bit, but I like this photo. And here is the next one where you can really see the color of the dress and the blue sky and the pink in the sky. It's like the exact color, and this just looked so lovely, and I waited for a moment when she would put her phone away and just enjoy the view. And I actually like that you don't see the actual sun here, it's just these magical colors. And here's another photo of just the view, pointing away from the sun. And there are some actually streaks in this photo, and I don't know if that is in camera or if that's the scan. It would be easy to remove in Photoshop or Lightroom, but I haven't. Yeah, it's still a very beautiful photo. Okay, so this photo here is from a rooftop bar very close to where I live, and from here you can see the Cathedral of Palma, you can see the Belvedere Castle there in the distance, and yeah, it's not sharp anywhere, I feel like, but it's still such a vibe, and the colors were really, really nice. I really loved this photo anyway. I took the bus into Palma and actually filmed the whole video, but I ended up not posting it because, I don't know, I wasn't super happy with any of the digital photos I took that day. There was a few that was okay, but it wasn't anything spectacular. And same with these photos here from my film camera, but this one was probably, it's not great or anything. I went to Calle Nureduna because it's recently become a pedestrian street, and there was car traffic before, and I wanted to document the new look, and I wanted to see how people move around there, and if they, you know, if the people living there have started to enjoy their new street basically. And I saw some people just walking around looking and seeing it for the first time, which was cool. And then I wanted to take a photo of this local cafe because I feel like the people that were sitting there have probably always gone to the same place, and now it's must be such a different vibe sitting there without the noise from the car traffic. And yeah, I wish I had like a before and after photo. I'm sure someone does. And I also like that it was just called Cafeteria Palma. It's like simple as that. And then I took this photo of these cute kids at the bus stop when I was on my way home. And they were doing this sort of hand clap game, which is cute because I always did that as a child. And this is also from Palma, but another day, and this is my husband Andy again, walking through the streets where we used to live. We lived very close to Palma Suites in Palma before, and this is just by Palma Suites. Very beautiful streets there. But yeah, not a spectacular photo, but I like it because I like that area, and I like to see how it has changed throughout the years. We moved there 2013, so well, 11 years ago soon, and we lived there for 5 years. And it was there was a lot of buildings that were empty, and now, yeah, things have started to pop up, like restaurants and shops, and it's really nice to see. Okay, so those were the photos from end of 2023. So we're going to, actually, let's go to the folder called Stockholm, because this is from the summer 2023. And obviously these photos are from Stockholm. Okay, so let's get into these. So this one is, yeah, I don't know the name of this church. It's just a really beautiful building, and all buildings are kind of beautiful in Stockholm. And I really like the highlights here, the sky, very, very bright blue, and it looks so bright that it almost is white. And then there's still more highlights there in the cloud. So I really like this one. Like this one as well. I feel like I could have all of these as prints in my home. Really love to shoot sort of, yeah, shadows from trees on buildings. I think that's really pretty. And this is a photo of Andy's brother's cats in their they built a little, yeah, outdoor home for them. They can just jump in and out from the window. Really cute. And then this is very close to the hotel we stayed at, and here it just says fire station. I think it's a really cool sign, and it's probably been sat there for hundreds and hundreds of years, I feel. And then this one I really like. Obviously it's just a window shop with books, and it's not, I don't think I nailed the focus here, but I still love the colors and the lines, and yeah, I could have this as a print as well, I feel, on my wall. This church again, but from another street and another angle. I feel like you could see this church from every street. But I like this one because the sign there, the bike, the cars. Usually I don't like cars in photos, but here they sort of, they feel more part of the image or the view in a way. They don't obstruct. I actually hate cars in photos, always. But you will see in my favorite photo of this selection, there's actually a car, so. Okay, so this one here is one of my favorites as well. And apparently this house is one of the most photographed houses in Stockholm, or at least this area of Stockholm, which is called Södermalm. And I didn't know that. We just walked around and found this house, and I was like, I have to have a photo. And I asked Andy to just walk past, and then photos, it's funny how, you know, the algorithm works on Facebook and Instagram. I started getting photos of this house pushed to me. So I kind of feel like, did my computer tell Facebook that I have this as my background on my computer? I have posted it on Instagram, I think, as well. Anyway, but then I found out that the owner of the house is a famous author in Sweden, crime writer, and she uses this house as her little writing pad. And now when I looked at it again, I saw that the windows are open on the second floor. So I was like, I'm sure she was home and she was sitting there and writing, and yeah, that felt cool. And love this color. I want this as a print as well on my wall. This is just, Stockholm is just incredible. Okay, so here we were on our way to Fotografiska, which is a photography museum or gallery or whatever you call it. And in the background here you see an amusement park which is called Gröna Lund, and again I just love the sky and the highlights. I always like overexpose a little bit because I want those softer tones, so I overexpose as much as I possibly can. And yeah, I wish this bird would have just like sat still for a few more seconds, because that was a nicer frame, but as soon as I took the photo he would try to take off. And this is close by as well, ladies talking with their hands on a restaurant, and I just love the background behind them, the view they had, but they were just so, you know, they sit there with this most incredible view, and they were just so into their conversation. And yeah, it's just funny to me. And a photo of Andy from the same place, basically, in the amusement park in the background, and I just love these colors, and it just feels so much like Swedish summer, and so that's why I like this photo. And this is from the restaurant inside of the gallery, Fotografiska, and I don't know why I chose this as sort of my favorite, but yeah, I think it's because this window, it looks like it's open, but it is a window. It was just the most incredible view, and I wanted to capture their silhouettes, which I did. So it's quite, I think I chose this photo because it was the only one that was sort of good in the last sort of half of the roll, because I took a lot of indoor photos, and I think this is Portra 160, so all of them were quite shaky. A lot of unintentional motion blur. Okay, so that was the Stockholm selection, and now I am going to go to early 2023. I wanted to capture this woman and the dog when they walked like straight in this sort of golden reflection in the stone or the pavement. Same evening, this is Andy, and there's just this sort of haziness in the air that made the light feel very different, and I try to capture that, and I don't think you really could here. You could see it more, this goldenness from the first photo, but yeah. Okay, let's just throw a wedding photo into the mix, because I've brought the camera on a few ceremonies and weddings I've done. It's not always that I remember to take it out, but here I did, and the focus is okay, and I just thought it's too green, and I've tried to edit it and add more magenta, but I do like that I sort of nailed them in the center, but I didn't capture their reflection. I should have done that. But I wanted to bring it in to show that I am, you know, trying to bring it into my weddings and try to be cool and creative with it. But this is one of my favorites, but as you can see, the focus is on the background. But I love it anyways, because this is my sisters and my mom, and I traveled to Sweden to sort of just spend a day with them in Malmö in the south of Sweden, and it was a fun day, and so yeah, that was really fun, and this is a funny photo. And this is also from Malmö. I really love this building, looks really, really cool, and so I felt like I had to photograph it, and I love the colors and the crispness of it. Moving back to Mallorca, this is from the same place from where I showed the wedding photo, Castel Son Claret, really beautiful castle, and I wish I get more wedding bookings there, because it's such a beautiful place to shoot at. And so I think Oh, I had one sort of sunset photo as well, but I didn't bring it into the selection, but I will show it here to show you. So next one is from my area where I live, El Molinar in Palma, and I don't even know why I chose this one because I think I have better ones. But I think I just wanted to show, like, you know, this is my, not daily routine, but I do this quite often. Like almost every time we go out, I bring my camera and I try to capture an even better photo of this view. And this is not very sharp, but I do like that it's sort of winter mode. You can see on the trees, not very green. And the light is just always the most beautiful in winter. And a sunset from one of these walks. And this is a photo from Fornalutx in Mallorca as well. And I just think this is funny because it was the most beautiful sign, the most beautiful flowers, and then you just have this horrific handling of cables. And this is just Mallorca in a nutshell. And but it sort of, you know, contrast is what makes photos, right? And here is just a contrast between old and new, beauty and just utter mess. I think I will actually have this printed and put it on my wall. It's just so Mallorca. And yes, so I have made it into a thing to shoot people down here by the sea with pink sweaters or tops or jackets, because I just think it's so beautiful towards the blue with Portra. And so I don't think I brought any more into the selection because they're not spectacular, but my dream is to just nail that perfect person with something pink on and just have these perfect blues in the background. But I was happy that I got that this was sharp, but yeah, I feel like it's lacking something to be super interesting. Anyway, let's move on. This is one of my favorites. I love to shoot the reflections in these first line houses. And yeah, I was standing and waiting for someone to walk by, and I feel like it's super difficult to capture sharp or focus in reflections, but this is okay. Probably could have been sharper, but it's okay. So that was all of my 2023 photos, and I feel like my favorite was one in the beginning, the girl with the pink dress. I feel now when I'm watching them again, and yeah. Anyway, I will just skip ahead. I will skip ahead to my 2022 photos, and I have some gems in here. I hope you will agree with me. This one is one of my favorites. It's the Cathedral of Palma. This is Christmas of last year, and most of my photos that I took from this evening were not sharp enough. And this one was the best one, and I also absolutely love the colors in the sky here. It's very muted. It's nothing dramatic, but it's just there's some warmth to it, and yeah, I really love it. And this, I believe, is Portra 800. This is, I don't know when this was shot. It's developed in December 29th. I got the photos 2022. So I think I could have taken these in September, October, November, even earlier, because I know that there was some rolls that I developed quite late. And I backed up to try to capture this entire funny shaped tree in one photo. And I eventually managed, and I think this could be a cool print, but it needs some cleaning up, I think. Another photo from this park and this shoot, and I just wanted to try out the bokeh. It's not necessarily a favorite, but I like the colors in here, and I like how sharp it actually looks there in the foreground. This I know that I shot in November of 2022 because this is shot in my hometown of Sweden. This was the day we had the funeral for my grandparents. They passed away within a week of each other, and they had been together since they were 16. And yeah, afterwards we all met up and went to a restaurant to eat together and remember them. And then I took my sisters and my sister's child out to the beach, and we wanted to take some photos. So this was a really nice one. Even though it's very like cloudy and dark, this turned out really well. And I haven't done any editing to almost any of these. And this one was also very cool. She was just messing around. I wanted to take like a proper portrait, but she was just like running around, and then I ended up loving this photo. This is also Christmas 2022. We were sitting in a restaurant in Portugal, and then I saw these 3 perfect palm trees, and I loved the colors in here, that it goes like from like quite deep blue at the top, and then just like, yeah, it's a perfect fade down to this warm white. This is probably around that time as well. This is not as, I'll actually skip this one. I don't know why I chose this one, because it's not a favorite at all. Oh, another person with a pink coat and the blues. I'm unsure if this is Portra or if this is actually Ektar. I don't remember. But she was walking on the beach looking for, picking shells, I think, or stones or something. This one here is a favorite. And I love how this man walking is blurry, and the sky has this fiery clouds, and that the man is just like in the middle of these little, I don't know what they're called. I guess it's to warn boats to not come too close or something, but it's not lighthouse, it's just like small little light warning light posts. I don't know. This one is of Andy, and it wasn't meant to be blurry, but I just love the vibe of this photo. I love the color of his skin and the sand and in the sky. It's, yeah, probably the same evening because the sky looks the same. Not a favorite, but I just wanted to show the colors in the sky here, and that it's quite sharp to be that dark. And I'm pretty sure this is Portra 800 as well. This one is a favorite, and I want to print this and have this on my wall. I have straightened this up, but I haven't done anything else to it. And now to my absolute favorite photo with the car that I told you about before, and it's this one. Every time I look at it, I'm just happy. and I'm gonna print this and have this on my wall. The car is not perfectly in focus because I wasn't even aiming for it. I just wanted to capture like the street, the buildings, the bougainvillea, the palm trees, and the shadow of the palm trees in the bottom. And then in the side of my vision, I just saw a car approaching, and I didn't see what the car looked like. I was just like, and I couldn't see what it looked like in the viewfinder, so I just like snapped, and then I saw it, and I was like, that was a cool car, but I had no idea if I had captured it or not. And then when I saw the photo, I was like, so yeah, I love this. I'm gonna print this and have this on my wall. I don't care that it's not sharp, it's just, I feel like it captures so much the vibe of Portugal and El Molinar. It's like people just cruising by the sea with no purpose, which is annoying sometimes, but when they go in cars like this, it's fine. I'm sure he lives there somewhere as well. And so this photo is from the same little photo walk, and let's skip this photo because I don't know why I chose this into the selection, but I guess I liked the shape, that the dogs are black and she's dressed in black, and they create this sort of triangle shape. Maybe it would have been better if I shot it straight from the side. this is also a favorite. So I actually tried to start a sort of a photo club last year or end of 2022, but we just met up twice and there wasn't a huge turnout. First time we were 2 people and the second time we were 3 people. But this is from the first time and I took this photo of the girl that joined and I just loved it. So yeah, really loved like both the composition and the exposure, everything. And this is from the same day. Just love the colors and it's quite sharp and nice. This is also from the same day. The woman there is not super sharp, but it's still a vibe. I liked her look and yeah, she was just sitting there chilling. And this is Josie, my beloved cat that passed away this summer. And I want to print this. It's actually not sharp either, but I just love the shape of, you know, the silhouette, the couch, the palm tree, and I am going to print this and have it hung here on this wall as a memory of her. That this was her spot. Oh. And this is another one of her, and a rare one where you could actually see, you know, some shapes in her face. And another sunset walk with Andy. This is Andy, and I loved how the sun turned out here and the colors in the sky. This one as well, love the colors. I feel like sunset and very sunny days is when Portra, yeah, it's when Portra performs the best. In sort of cloudy, moody days, it's the green tint in the shadow is very strong, and that is not really my style or vibe. But when it's sunny and you have a lot of strong blues and strong colors, that's when I love the look of Portra. And this photo here I really like. It's a funny one. I didn't know, I thought it was going to be way too dark, but because it was quite dark, but it just turned out great, and it looks like, you know, he got the shape of the angel wing just next to him, which, yeah, I thought was funny. And another reflection of a first lane house. I really loved how this turned out. And we can skip this one. Another one of a first line house with shades of palm trees. I'm gonna skip this one. Okay, so I think this is one of the last ones, and this is from early 2022, and this is from Bani Al-Bafar. And if you saw my video where I go through my first roll of film, then you will see that there was a half photo of this exact view, and I forgot that I took another one with a fresh new roll, or if this was the roll before, I don't remember. Anyway, I really love the colors, and I saw in this photo, I wish I would have seen what it turned out like, but here it is, and the colors were beautiful. And this is from the same place, I think, or further down the road, but I took 2 photos of this little old fortress or whatever it is, and I really love the colors. So that was that, and then there are some bonus photos, and I think this is very early 2022, and I think actually this must be exactly 2 years ago, because this was when it was Los Reyes in Spain. I'm pretty sure I asked her to, if she could be my model, and this was, we were walking from here where we live to Palma, and then on the way we took some photos. And none of these are very sharp because I didn't know how to use the camera. I didn't know that there's this little button here that sometimes just like pops out, and when that is out, you can't adjust the aperture. and I didn't know that. So I tried to adjust the aperture, but it was stuck on the widest. So all of the photos were overexposed and not sharp. But this one, these two here were okay, and I love just the colors and her expression here, and yeah, the composition, everything. Love this photo. This one was okay because it's quite sharp, and I love the sort of bokeh in the sea and the colors. I love film. So that was my favorite film photos from the past year, or actually 2 years, and I hope you found that interesting. I have learned that I really have to write down, whenever I start a new role, I have to write down where I go and shoot. I have to have some sort of Excel, or if I write it down in Asana or something, and just write down where I go and what I shoot, because a week after I forgot. A couple of times when I've developed film, I've just, oh, I actually did bring the camera to that wedding and I actually did shoot there, and it's like, I don't remember what I'm doing. So I really need to write down everything, and if I'm trying out specific settings, I need to write that down because I will not remember. So I'm starting out now, 2024, writing down in a document what I'm doing, and hopefully I will learn more from that. Because now you heard me say, I don't know if this was XR or Portra or whatever. I get tired of myself sometimes. But anyway, I think I'm not alone. So starting in Excel and bringing my camera more with me. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon.